What's up guys, today I'm going to be showing you some of the gadgets and accessories that I found for the Samsung Z Fold 3, and some of them work on Android phones in general. And without further ado, let's jump right in.
First thing you should know is that everything I'm going to be talking about is going to be linked down below. And I think that the first thing we should start with would be the case, because if you're going to have a phone this expensive, you'll probably need a case for it. So the first case I got was the Samsung S Pen case, and I'll tell you right now, I did not like this case, and here's why. So starting off, since the phone has this holder on the side, the phone is very wide, and when you have the phone in here that way, it's hard to reach the other side. And aside from that, this one does slide out, but then what's the point of getting the S Pen case if you can't keep the S Pen with you? And it ends up looking ugly on the side because there's the rail, but there's nothing in it. And also you can put this thing upside down if you prefer to slide the S Pen from the bottom, just like the Note series. But I ended up having to change this case for many reasons, and this is one of them, is how bulky it is. And then next up, this part is supposed to have a magnetic piece in it, which makes it turn off the phone whenever you close the flap. But then the issue is that magnetic piece is so weak to where this part flaps around all the time. So I started really not liking this case when I had it mounted in my car, and this part would keep flapping around every time I turn or every time I go over a bump. And then whenever it would hit the screen, it would turn off the phone because of that magnetic strip. And then I would have to turn my phone back on because I was following the GPS and it turned it off for me. And it happened way too often to where I just started not using this case. And after that, I moved on to the Samsung brown leather case, which I really liked. I really liked this case. However, there was two issues. One is that with this case, there's nowhere to put the S Pen. And having to carry the S Pen in your pocket is very annoying, and I forget it a lot. This case was good for a couple of reasons. It's one, it feels like leather. It actually feels very nice, feels high quality. Two is that it has this little part on the back where you can put your fingers through it to hold the phone, which was nice. And aside from that, you can also slide it out like so. And then this part right here is magnetic, so you can open it up and you can slide the flap into it, and then you could close it, and then that way it would hold the phone up while you're watching something. It can prop it up, and it holds it up pretty well. I liked it a lot for that. And also the magnetic strip right here, they did it right in this one. It does hold on to the phone. It latches on very well. And since this case is very flexible and it's very malleable, you can flip this part to the back very easily, and there's no stylus in the middle to hold it back. And that way, whenever I used to use it in the car and put it on the dashboard, there was no issue for the car mount to hold the phone. Unlike with this one, where you try to flip this on the back, you see how much of a gap is in here. And then also this part is wider than the actual phone one. So whenever you do it this way, then the car mount would hold on to just that part on the back, and then the phone is not actually being held, and it would fall off the dash. Now, what I didn't like about this one is that aside from the S Pen that I can't attach to it, it turns out it's painted on. It's not actual leather. At one point, I wanted to clean it, so I just had a little bit of sanitizer and I went to wipe it on it. And as you could see, all of this turned black. And my little napkin I was using turned brown. And you could see with time and use, just from hand sweat, the parts I touched the most started turning black. So that part right here, that part right there, and definitely that part where you can hold where the phone goes in the corner of your hand, and also where my fingers go right here on the side. So it started just looking worse over time. I really like it. I would get another one if I could. However, having to buy one every time it loses color is just not smart. So what I ended up with, and I like this one a lot more, is this one I found on Amazon. I'll have it linked down below, like I said earlier. And basically this one can hold the S Pen on the back side of the phone. It does have also a stand, and it has a front piece that I have on the phone already. I didn't want to take it off because it comes with a little bit of adhesive that goes on here. It's basically just a double face tape, and you can peel it off if you wanted. I didn't want to peel it off. So basically this one just clips on the phone, and it's pretty thin. The phone fits in my pocket just fine. And since this piece is on the back, not on the side, you can reach the other side of the phone just fine, unlike with this case right here. And the stylus goes on pretty well. It holds on. It does not fall off. There's no way it's going to fall off on its own. And it has a nice click. You see, there's no way it's getting anywhere. And that little stand right here, it feels very weak, but it does the job. It's weird. I was expecting it to break, but this part right here is made out of metal, so it's not going to break, and it holds the phone up just fine. So that's the case I ended up with. It's protecting the front and it's protecting the back. The only thing it doesn't protect is the side right here, and that would be the next accessory we're going to talk about. So the next thing I got for the phone was this right here, which this is basically a bundle for screen protectors, and it's really good because it covers everything for the phone. Like it says, it's a 360. I ended up getting this one because it was cheaper than just getting everything individually, and what this does is that it's a screen protector on the outside screen. There's a screen protector on the actual bar on the side right here, and it has a screen protector on the inside, as well as a screen protector on the back of the phone. So it doesn't lie when it says 360. I actually like it a lot, and you can barely see it on the back right here. I did end up not installing it perfectly. You could see there's a gap right here, so I made 2 bubbles on this side, but it doesn't bother me at all. It's very smooth, feels high quality, and basically I ended up with this one because I didn't want the side to get any scratches or anything like this, and I would rather just mess up a screen protector than mess up my actual screen. So definitely I would recommend something like this. Next up would be the S Pen. The S Pen is something I would definitely recommend. It does not come with the phone, and I believe Samsung sells it for about $100, but I believe you can get it on a much cheaper price off of Amazon. I think it's about like $40 something. I'll have whatever the lowest price I found down below in the description, so if you're interested in that. And I like the S Pen because it has lots of features, and one of them would be if you hold the button on the side right here and you double tap the screen while it's off, it will open quick notes, so you can take notes very quickly if you would like. Or another one would be if you're using the phone and let's say you're on a screen where there's a phone number or there's a text that you want to copy, even if it's off of picture, but your phone can't actually copy it because it's a picture, then you can tap and open the menu with the S Pen. And then you can see that there's this icon right here where you can select a part of the screen. So let's say I want to copy this right here. So you can select the part where you want to copy whatever text is in there, and then you can hit extract text. And then basically you can just copy this down here, or you can highlight whatever part you need out of the text, copy it, and then send it to somebody. It's really nice when you have a picture with, like, let's say a wall of text and you want to get a part of it, or if you want to get all of it without having to actually type it all out. This makes it way quicker, and this is just a tip of the iceberg when it comes to the S Pen, because there's way more you can do with the S Pen, and I would definitely recommend it, and it works great with this case. So next up would be controller. So if you like to game on this phone, since you have a pretty big screen on it, so if you open Bluetooth on your phone, and then you go on your controller and you hold the power button and the share button at the same time until the controller starts flashing. I know it's going to be hard to see over here under the camera, but right now it's flashing on both sides. And let's scan on the phone. There you go, wireless controller showed up. So if you tap on this one, it will start pairing. And there you go, it paired to the controller. And right now you can just start using it for whatever you want. You see how I can already select whatever I want on it. And there you go, you can start gaming to your heart's content. And there you go, you can play any supported game when you have something like this, and usually it makes trips pass much quicker. So if you're an avid Android user, you'll probably know already that a phone like this can actually do many things. So next up would be a dock where you can connect whatever you want, including hooking up like a flash drive or an SSD to it or whatever you need. And so I usually recommend something like this right here that basically has like a couple of connections to it. You have like SD cards, power in, you have USBs, flash drives, Ethernet. So the reason why I use something like this is I usually use Samsung DeX on this phone. So whenever I connect something like this one, I would have an HDMI cable going out to a monitor. And then if you have an Ethernet or if you need something like this, you could use it. You don't have to. You have more USBs, so I can hook up my SSD or my hard drive, external hard drive, to it, and you can move pictures back and forth. You can actually connect a keyboard and mouse, and you use this as your computer. So I actually haven't used a laptop in a long time just because I've been using this one, and it just made my life easier just because all I need is these two. You can fit them anywhere. You don't need a laptop bag and a charger and all that stuff. Now I've had this one for a long time and I tried to find it. I don't think they sell this one anymore, so I'm going to link something equivalent down in the description if you're interested in something like this. Okay, and lastly would be a car mount. So I have the S1 or the Q1, or I've seen this thing with many different names. I will link one down below, whichever one has the best price and the best accessories with it. This is a wireless charger car mount that can actually hold a phone this big, and it's motorized. I'll show you how it works in a second, but something like this one can actually hold on to your phone and it detects your phone whenever it's around, and it's also a fast charger. So here it is, and basically how this one works is that it has a button on the side right here, and you can see that the blue light is on, which means it's connected to power. So if you click this once, You see how it closes motorized. I click it again, it will open, and it's pretty straightforward. So if you put any phone on it that supports wireless charging, like so, you'll notice once it notices that the phone is charging, then it automatically closes like so. And when you're ready to get your phone, you can just click on it on the side while you have another finger on the side, so you don't drop your phone, and you just get it out like so. So it made my life much easier because I was having a hard time finding an actual car mount that can hold a phone this big. And this one was really good because it can hold your phone upright and sideways, whatever you prefer. And it can also hold your phone while it's closed like this. And either way, it will, like I said, it will notice that it's charging and it would close up. I'll have everything linked down below, so check it out if you'd like. And without further ado, peace out.